Okay, good morning everyone. Assalamu alaikum. We'll start today's session. So yesterday we have started unit 5, which is Laplace transforms. First we have seen the definition of Laplace transform. So the definition of Laplace transform, first the notation of Laplace transform is Laplace transform of f of t or f bar of s. Right? This is the notation for Laplace transform. And the definition is, it is the integral 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t dt, right, provided this integral exists, right. This is the definition of Laplace transform. Then we have seen the existence of Laplace transform. So when the Laplace transform exists for a given function, that is what called existence of Laplace transform. The function f of t should satisfy, as I told you, two conditions, that f of t should be piecewise continuous, that is the first condition. Second condition is f of t should be of exponential order. What is the meaning of piecewise continuous and exponential order? That we have seen in yesterday's class. If you want to go through once, you can revise the previous video, right. Existence of Laplace transform is this one, that f of t should satisfy these two conditions, right. Then next we have seen few formulae. We have derived what is Laplace transform of 1, what is Laplace transform of e power at, what is Laplace transform of sin at, cos at, sin h at, cos h at, then t power n. So nearly 8 formulae we have derived for Laplace transforms. Then by using those formulae we have seen nearly some 10 to 12 problems. Then we have seen first shifting property of Laplace transform. So first shifting property of Laplace transform says that if Laplace transform of f of t equals to f bar of s, if Laplace transform of f of t equals to f bar of s, then Laplace transform of e power at into f of t, right. Laplace transform of e power at into f of t is given by f bar of s minus a. So if we find Laplace transform of some function f of t, suppose the answer is f bar of s, then if we find the Laplace transform of, if we want to find the Laplace transform of e power at into f of t, then we don't need to compute this again. Just what we have to do, f bar in place of s we have to put s minus a, right. This is called as first shifting property. Now today we are going to see few more properties related to Laplace transform. Out of that, first one for today's lecture is change of scale property. Change of scale property. It is also in the form of a theorem. This property says that the statement is, if Laplace transform of f of t equals to f bar of s, if Laplace transform of f of t equals to f bar of s, then Laplace transform of f of at will be given by 1 by a f bar of s by a, right. This is what the property is. Now we have to prove this. See, previously the first shifting property says that if Laplace transform of f of t equals to f bar of s, then if we want to find the Laplace transform of e power at into f of t, then we have to replace in f bar of s, we have to replace s with s minus a. That is the first shifting property. Now in the same way, if Laplace transform of f of t equals to f bar of s, then if we want to find the Laplace transform of f of at, instead of e power at into f of t, if we want to find the Laplace transform of f of at, then it will be given by 1 by a into f bar of s by a. So what we have to do, in place of s we have to substitute s by a, and this total function will be multiplied with 1 by a, right. We will prove this. So we know, we'll write the basic definition of Laplace transform. We know Laplace transform of f of t is given by integral 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t dt, which is nothing but f bar of s also, right? Now I'll consider this Laplace transform of f of at, which is given by, apply the same definition on f of at. So integral 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t. F of t in place of f of t we are having f of at into dt, right? Now I'll take a substitution, put at equals to x. This implies t equals to x by a, and this implies dt equals to dx by a, right? Then what will happen? Limits will be same because it's a direct substitution. As t goes to 0, x goes to 0. As t goes to infinity, x goes to infinity. So limits will not change, 0 to infinity. E power minus st, e power minus s. What is t? T is x by a. So t is x by a. F of at, f of at. In place of at we have to substitute x. Dt is given by dx by a. Now this 1 by a can be taken out. 1 by a into integral 0 to infinity e power minus s by a into x, f of x dx. This is equal to 1 by a as it is. Now you observe this integral and compare this integral with this integral. Compare this integral with this integral. See, e power minus s by a into x. Here e power minus s into t, then f of t. Here f of x into dx dt. So if s is there, then we can write it as f bar of s. Now in place of s I am having s by a. In place of s I am having s by a. So I can write that as f bar of s by a. So why I am writing this as f bar of s by a? Because f bar of s is nothing but integral 0 to infinity e power minus st, and here integral 0 to infinity e power minus s by a is there. So s by a is there, I have to write here f bar of s by a. So we have proved that Laplace transform of f of at is given by 1 by a f bar of s by a. So this is called the change of scale property. Right, now we will see one problem. So we have to remember the property. The property is, if Laplace transform of f of t equals to f bar of s, then if you want to find Laplace transform of f of at, what we have to do? We have to write 1 by a into f bar of s by a. This a can be any constant. If I want to find f of 2t, then it is 1 by 2 into f bar of s by 2. If I want to find f of 3t, then it is 1 by 3 into f bar of s by 3. So we will consider a problem. First problem, given So this is what the problem is. So what is given? Laplace transform of f of t is given. Laplace transform of some function is s square minus s plus 1 by 2s plus 1 whole square into s minus 1. Right? This is the given thing. Now we have to apply on this. We have to apply change of scale property. We have to apply change of scale property and show that Laplace transform of f of 2t. In place of Laplace transform of f of t, we have to consider Laplace transform of f of 2t. And show that the value of Laplace transform of f of 2t is given by this. So we'll solve this. So given, what is given? Laplace transform of f of t equals to s square minus s plus 1 by 2s plus 1 whole square into s minus 1. I'll consider this as f bar of s, because when we find the Laplace transform of f of t, we'll get f bar of s. Right? Now I'll consider Laplace transform of, I want f of 2t. So from change of scale property, what will happen? It will be 1 by 2 into f bar of s by 2. Right? Laplace transform of f of at is given by 1 by a into f bar of s by a. That I am using here. Then this is equal to 1 by 2. I know f bar of s. I want f bar of s by 2. Means at every s I have to substitute s by 2. So s by 2 whole square right. I have to simplify this. 1 by 2. Here s square by 4. So I will take LCM. S square minus 2s plus 4 by 4. Right? What will happen here? S square, when I am taking the LCM 4 in the numerator, then 4 minus 2s plus 4. Then this is divided by, denominator is this 2 and 2 will get cancelled. So remaining is s plus 1 whole square, and here I'll take LCM here, s minus 2 by 2. Now this 2 and this 2 will get cancelled. So what will remain? This is equal to s square minus 2s plus 4. This is divided by this 4 I am writing here, 4. Then s plus 1 whole square, then s minus 2. So this is what we are asked to prove. We have to show that Laplace transform of f of 2t equals to s square minus 2s plus 4 by 4 into s plus 1 whole square into s minus 2. So we have proved this by using change of scale property. Now you take one homework problem. This problem you take as homework. The problem is, if Laplace transform of f of t is given to you, which is 1 by s e power minus 1 by s, then prove that right. So what is given? Laplace transform of f of t is given, which is 1 by s e power minus 1 by s. Then we have to prove that Laplace transform of f of 3t, Laplace transform of f of 3t is given by e power minus 3 by s, e power minus 3 by s upon s. This we have to prove. Again, f of t is given, we want to find f of 3t. So we have to consider change of scale property. Then we will get, if you consider this as f bar of s, then we will get Laplace transform of f of 3t equals to 1 by 3 into f bar of s by 3. That you take as homework. Now we will go for the next property. Next is Laplace transform of derivatives. Right, Laplace transform of right, this again theorem. The statement says that if f dash of t be continuous and a Laplace transform of f of t equals to f bar of s, then, so what we have to do, Laplace transform of derivatives means we will find the Laplace transform of this f dash of t. We will find the Laplace transform of derivative f dash of t. Then Laplace transform of f dash of t is given by s into Laplace transform of f of t minus f of 0, provided limit t goes to infinity e power minus st into f of t. The value of this limit should be 0, right? So what is the statement? Statement says that when f dash of t is continuous, and the Laplace transform of f of t is f bar of s, right? Then the Laplace transform of f dash of t, you have to remember this because the Laplace transform of derivatives is very very important in the last topic of this unit. If you see the last topic, there we will be using this formula very frequently. In almost all the problems we will be using this formula, Laplace transform of derivatives. So we have to remember this. Laplace transform of first derivative of f of t, that is Laplace transform of f dash of t, is given by s into Laplace transform of f of t minus f of 0. This will hold provided Laplace limit t goes to infinity e power minus st f of t will be 0, right? We'll prove this. So again we know the basic definition of Laplace transform. Right, this is the basic definition of Laplace transform, integral 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t dt. Now I'll consider Laplace transform of f dash of t. Then what will happen? Apply the same definition here, integral 0 to infinity e power minus st. In place of f of t I am having f dash of t into dt. Now I'll consider this as u and this as v and apply integration by parts, that is uv rule. I'll apply uv rule. Then what will happen? This is equal to first function e power minus st, integration of second function, integration of f dash is f of t, then limits from 0 to infinity minus integration 0 to infinity differentiation of first function e power minus st into minus s. Differentiation of e power minus st is e power minus st into minus s. Then integration of second function, that is f of t into dt. Now you substitute the upper limit. In place of t you substitute the upper limit. As t goes to infinity, that is as t goes to upper limit, given that as t goes to infinity e power minus st f of t is 0. So at upper limit what will happen? E power minus st f of t will be 0. Then minus at lower limit, substitute the lower limit, e power 0 is 1, then remaining is f of 0 minus, and this minus will become plus, right? This s can be taken out, s remaining integral 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t dt. Now if you observe this carefully, s into what is this? Integral 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t dt. This whole term is nothing but Laplace transform of f of t, right? This minus f of 0. So this is the formula of our Laplace transform of f dash of t, s into Laplace transform of f of t minus f of 0, right? I'll put this in a box because we will be using this formula, and this formula are very very important. Now I'll derive the formula of a Laplace transform of f. I'll consider this as 1. Laplace transform of f double dash of t. Let us see what will happen. I'm considering Laplace transform of f double dash of t. Then you apply this formula on Laplace transform of f double dash. What will happen? S into Laplace transform of f dash of t minus f dash of 0, right? So you observe this, it is nothing but f dash whole dash, f dash again one more dash. So the same definition I am applying on f dash whole dash. Then what will happen? This I'll get here f dash, here also f dash. Then I know that this s into what is Laplace transform of f dash from this? Laplace transform of f dash from this is given by s into Laplace transform of f of t minus f of 0, right? Then minus f dash of 0. So this is equal to s square minus s into f of 0, sorry, this is equal to s square into Laplace transform of f of t, s square into Laplace transform of f of t minus s into f of 0, minus f dash of 0. So this is the formula for Laplace transform of f double dash of t. What is it? S square into Laplace transform of f of t minus s into f of 0 minus f dash of 0. You see, if single derivative is there, it will start with s. If double derivatives are there, it will start with s square. First term will be Laplace transform of f of t, Laplace transform of f of t. Then you keep on decreasing the powers of s. S square will become s, then f of 0, then s power 0. S power 0 is 1, f dash of 0. Then we'll derive one more formula. We'll derive Laplace transform of f third derivative of t, right? So I'll apply this formula again. I'm applying this formula again. Then what will happen? S into Laplace transform of f double dash of t minus f double dash of 0, right? Then further equal to s into Laplace transform of f double dash of t. Just now I have derived. It is given by s square into Laplace transform of f of t minus s into f of 0 minus f dash of 0 minus f double dash of 0, right? This is equal to s cube into Laplace transform of f of t minus s square into f of 0 minus s into f dash of 0 minus f double dash of 0. This is Laplace transform of f third derivative of t. Hope you are following, hope you are understanding how I am writing all these formulae. So the formula that we will be used is, first formula is Laplace transform of f dash of t, second formula is Laplace transform of f double dash of t, right? Third formula is Laplace transform of f third derivative of t. It is given by s cube Laplace transform of f of t minus decrease s power 3, s power 2 f of 0, then minus s into f dash of 0 minus s power 0 into f double dash of 0. Suppose if it is fourth derivative, Laplace transform of fourth derivative, then s power 4 Laplace transform of f of t minus s cube f of 0 minus s square f dash of 0 minus s f double dash of 0 minus f third derivative of 0. Like that we have to write the formula, right? So next we'll see few problems related to this. Problems related to Laplace transform of derivatives. First one, if Laplace transform of sine root t is given by root pi by 2 into s power 3 by 2 e power minus 1 by 4s, then find Laplace transform of cos root t by root t, right? So what is given? Laplace transform of sine root t is given, whose value is this. Then we are asked to find the Laplace transform of cos root t by root t. So solution, I will consider, let f of t equals to sine root t. Then this implies, what is f dash of t? Derivative of sine root t is given by cos root t, and derivative of root t is given by 1 by 2 root t, right? How I am getting this? Derivative of f dash of t is derivative of sine. Derivative of sine is given by cos root t, and internal derivative root t derivative is 1 by 2 root t, and I will find f of 0. I will find f of 0. F of 0 is sine 0, which is given by 0. Sine 0 is 0, right? Now I am having, just now I have derived the formula. Laplace transform of f dash of t is given by s into Laplace transform of f of t minus f of 0. This formula just now we have derived. So this equal to Laplace transform of, what is f dash of t? Cos root t by 2 root t, which is equal to s into Laplace transform of f of t. F of t is sine root t. So Laplace transform of sine root t. Laplace transform of sine root t is given in the question. It is root pi by 2 into s power 3 by 2 e power minus 1 by 4s, right? Then minus f of 0. F of 0 is 0. So this equal to, what will happen? Root pi by 2 into s power 3 by 2 s power 1. If you take down, minus 1 e power minus 1 by 4s. Therefore what will happen? This implies Laplace transform of cos root t by, this 2 is a constant that can be taken outside. This 2 is a constant that can be taken outside and will be cancelled with this 2. So remaining is only this, which is equal to root pi by this 2 is cancelled with this 2. So remaining is s power 3 by 2 minus 1 is nothing but 1 by 2, which is root s. So e power minus 1 by 4s. So this is the required value. Right? Now next problem, second one. If Laplace transform of t into sine omega t or sine wt, I will read it as omega, is 2 omega s by s square plus omega square whole square. Then evaluate first one, Laplace transform of omega t cos omega t plus sin omega t. Second one, Laplace transform of 2 cos omega t minus omega t sin omega t, right? Solution. So what is given? Laplace transform of sin t into sin omega t is given. Laplace transform of t into sin omega t is given by 2 omega s by s square plus omega square whole square. Then we are asked to find Laplace transform of omega t cos omega t plus sin omega t. This is the first question, and the second question is Laplace transform of 2 cos omega t minus omega t into sin omega t, right? So we'll consider the given function as f of t. F of t equals to t into sin omega t. Then we will evaluate f dash of t, derivative of the given function we are finding, which is equal to t is in this and t is in this, uv rule. So t into derivative of sin omega t. Derivative of sin omega t is cos omega t into omega, right? Plus sin omega t as it is, derivative of t is 1. So this is equal to, what we will get? Omega t cos omega t cos omega t plus sin omega t, right? This is f dash of t. Also we will find f double dash of t. Means you have to differentiate this once again. Again here t is there, here t is there. So omega is a constant as it is. Then t into derivative of cos omega t is nothing but minus sin omega t into omega, right? Plus cos omega t as it is into derivative of t is 1, right? Plus derivative of sin omega t, it is cos omega t into omega, right? Now we will simplify. Here you observe omega cos omega t. Here also omega cos omega t, which is nothing but 2 cos omega t, then minus this minus omega into omega is omega, here acha, here omega into cos omega t, here also omega into cos omega t, it is 2 omega cos omega t, then minus omega square, this omega and omega square into t sin omega t, right? This is f double derivative of t. Now I'll consider the first bit. We know Laplace transform of f dash of t is given by s into Laplace transform of f of t minus f of 0, which is equal to s into Laplace transform of Laplace transform of f dash of t. F dash of t is given by omega t cos omega t plus sin omega t, which is equal to s into Laplace transform of f of t. F of t is t sin omega t. So Laplace transform of t sin omega t. Laplace transform of t sin omega t is given by 2 omega s by s square plus omega square whole square. So this is equal to 2 omega s into s is given by s square. This is divided by s square plus omega square whole square, right? So Laplace transform of omega t into cos omega t plus sin omega t, that is the first bit. Answer is 2 omega s square by s square plus omega square whole square. Second bit, you can take this as homework. So here we have to use the formula. We know Laplace transform of f double dash of t. Laplace transform of f double dash of t is given by s square into Laplace transform of f of t minus s into f of 0 minus f dash of 0, right? The remaining part you can take as homework. Laplace transform of f double dash of t is given by 2 omega cos omega t minus omega square t into sin omega t, which is equal to s square into Laplace transform of f of t, which is already given, minus s into f of 0. F of 0 is sin 0. So f of 0 is 0. Here also f of 0 is 0. Here also f of 0 is 0. Then f dash of 0. F dash of 0 is, first bit will be, first term will be 0 because here t is there. Second is also right. You substitute the remaining parts, you will get the answer for this Laplace transform of 2 cos omega t minus omega t sin omega t. That part you take as homework. Now we'll go for the next. So till now we have completed, in today's session we have completed, first we have started with change of scale property, then now we have seen Laplace transform of derivatives. Now we will see Laplace transform of integrals. Next one is Laplace transform of integrals. So next side heading or next property is Laplace transform of integrals. Right. So this theorem states that if Laplace transform of f of t equals to f bar of s, then Laplace transform of integral 0 to t f of u du is given by 1 by s into f bar of s. Right. So what in derivatives we have considered the Laplace transform of derivative here. Now we are, since it is Laplace transform of integrals, So we are considering Laplace transform. If Laplace transform of f of t equals to f bar of s, then Laplace transform of integral f of u du, integral 0 to t f of u du is given by 1 by s into f bar of s, right? So now we'll prove this. I'll consider let g of t equals to, I am defining one function g of t equals to this integral, g of t equals to integral 0 to t f of u du, right? Then what will happen? So already we have seen in the last unit that if I am having d by dx of integral 0 to x f of y dy, then first from the fundamental theorem of integral calculus I'll get this as f of x. This limit will be substituted in place of y, right, if derivative is there outside. Now I'll find the derivative of this with respect to t, that is d by dt of g of t equals to d by dt of integral 0 to t f of u du. Then what will happen? This implies g dash of t equals to, now you see the same thing you apply here. So what will happen? F of this limit will be substituted here, f of t, right? And further if you find g of 0, then what will happen? Integral 0 to 0 f of u du. 0 to 0 value will be, integral 0 to 0 value will be 0, right? Then you apply the Laplace transform on both sides of this. So Laplace transform of g dash of t equals to Laplace transform of f of t, right? Then this one is equal to Laplace transform of derivatives. So we know that this is s into Laplace transform of g of t, s into Laplace transform of g of t minus g of 0, right? This is equal to Laplace transform of f of t is given by f bar of s, right? This implies already we have find the g of 0 value. G of 0 value is 0. Then what will remain? Laplace transform of g of t is equal to this s, you take this side, 1 by s f bar of s. Further, Laplace transform of g of t. G of t is given by integral 0 to t f of u du. This one is equal to 1 by s f bar of s, right? This we have proved, Laplace transform of integrals, right? Next we'll see a note. Instead of considering the single integral, if I consider, first point, if I consider the double integrals, that is if Laplace transform of f of t equals to f bar of s, then if I consider the double integral, that is integral 0 to t, one more integral 0 to t f of u du, then if single integral is there, then we are dividing f bar of s with 1s. If double integral is there, then we have to divide with s square, right? So in general, second point, in general, suppose if I am having integral 0 to t and so on, integral 0 to t f of u du and so on du. How many integrals I am having? This n integrals or n times. Then what I have to do? If two integrals are there, 1 by s square. If n integrals are there, then 1 by s power n into f bar of s, right? This is the property related to Laplace transform of integrals. What we have to do when we want to find the Laplace transform of integral, we have to do 1 by s into f bar of s, right? Now we will see problems related to this. Problems. First problem, find Laplace transform of integral 0 to t e power minus t cos t dt. See, what is the question? We have to find the Laplace transform of integral 0 to t, that is Laplace transform of integrals. What is the integrand? E power minus t into cos t. So this problem we have to solve like this. First we have to find the Laplace transform of cos t. Now is it clear? Is it visible? Is it clear and visible now? Okay, we'll continue. So first we have to find the Laplace transform of cos t. Laplace transform of cos t. We know Laplace transform of cos at formula, which is s by s square plus a square, s by s square plus 1, right? S by s square plus 1. Then we have to find Laplace transform of e power minus t into cos t, which is equals to now I am going to use the first shifting property. So from this, what we have to do, in place of s we have to replace with s plus 1, because first shifting property says that Laplace transform of f e power at into f of t is nothing but f bar of s minus a. Now in place of a I am having minus 1, so f bar of s plus 1. So wherever s is there, that has to be replaced with s plus 1 by s plus 1 whole square plus 1. Simplify this, s plus 1 by s square plus 2s plus 1 again 1 2. So this is Laplace transform of e power minus t into cos t, right? Now consider this as f bar of s, right? Now we will find the Laplace transform of integral 0 to t e power minus t cos t, or e power minus u cos u du is equal to, you can keep t also, doesn't matter, just to make the difference between these two variables, limit and the variable, I am writing here u. If you write t also, you will get the same integral value, right? Then according to the Laplace transform of integral, it is 1 by s f bar of s, right? 1 by s f bar of s, which is equal to 1 by s. What is f bar of s? F bar of s is given by s plus 1 by s square plus 2s plus 2. This is what the answer, right? 1 by s into s plus 1 by s square plus 2s plus 2. Right? Now we'll go for the next problem. Second problem. Find Laplace transform of, here in this problem double integral is there, integral 0 to t cos hat dt dt. So solution, here what we have to do, first we have to find Laplace transform of cos hat. Laplace transform of cos hat. So already we have derived the formula for Laplace transform of cos hat. It is given by s by s square minus a square, right? S by s square minus a square. Consider this as f bar of s. Then Laplace transform of integral 0 to t cos hat into dt dt. According to the Laplace transform of integral, it is given by 1 by, double integral is there, so 1 by s square into f bar of s, which is equal to 1 by s square into f bar of s. Just now we have computed s by s square minus a square. So what we will get? Final answer will be 1 by s into s square minus a square. Right? This is how we solve the problems related to Laplace transform of integrals. See, we have seen first change of scale property, then Laplace transform of derivatives, then Laplace transform of integrals. Now we are going to see multiplication by t, right? Now we are going to see multiplication by t. So for seeing the multiplication by t, we are having a rule called Leibniz rule. For differentiation, Leibniz rule for differentiation under integral sign. Under integral sign. How we are going to differentiate under integral sign? That was given by Leibniz. So it is called as Leibniz rule for differentiation under integral sign. So this says that if suppose I am having one function f of x comma alpha and another function is dou by dou alpha of f of x comma alpha, that is the function and its derivative with respect to alpha, function f of x comma alpha and its partial derivative with respect to alpha, if they are continuous, be continuous functions of x and alpha. So what I am having f of x comma alpha and its partial derivative with respect to alpha. If these two are continuous, functions of x and alpha, then the differentiation with respect to alpha of integral a to b f of x comma alpha, and the integration is with respect to x, right? So you carefully see that the integration is with respect to x and the limits are a to b and the derivative is with respect to alpha. If it is the case, then how to differentiate this integral? The question is how to differentiate this integral with respect to alpha is nothing but evaluation of the derivative with respect to alpha of this integral is nothing but evaluating the integral of partial derivative of f of x comma alpha with respect to alpha into dx, right? So what is happening here? This derivative is going inside. The derivative is going inside the integral and becoming the partial derivative. The ordinary derivative, when it goes inside, it will become partial derivative, right? So what is the meaning? Derivative with respect to alpha for this integral, evaluation of derivative with respect to alpha for this integral is nothing but evaluation of integral for the partial derivative of this function, right? This is what the Leibniz rule for differentiation under integral sign says. Now I am going to see multiplication by t power n. Laplace transform of multiplication by t power n. So this theorem says that if Laplace transform of f of t equals to f bar of s, if Laplace transform of f of t equals to f bar of s, then I will consider Laplace transform of multiplication with t only, then I will generalize to t power n, right? First I will consider Laplace transform of t into f of t, then I will generalize this to t power n. Laplace transform of t into f of t is given by minus d by ds into f bar of s, right? Minus d by ds into f bar of s, that is partial derivative of ordinary derivative of f bar with respect to x, right? So we will prove this. Given Laplace transform of f of t, we know this integral 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t dt, which is nothing but f bar of s, right? Now I will consider this and prove this is equal to this. I will consider now d by ds of f bar of s, which is equal to d by ds of what is f bar of s? F bar of s is given by this integral 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t dt, right? Now on this you see that the integral is with respect to t, and the derivative is with respect to s, and the function is a combination of t and s. The same thing here, integral is with respect to x, derivative is with respect to alpha, integral is with respect to t, derivative is with respect to s. So what will happen? This is nothing but integral 0 to infinity, then this derivative goes inside and becomes partial derivative with respect to s, e power minus st into f of t dt, right? This I am writing from above rule, means from Leibniz rule for differentiation and under integral sign. From that I am writing this. I am able to send this derivative inside because of this, right? This is equals to integral 0 to infinity derivative of e power minus st. Derivative of e power minus st with respect to s is given by e power minus st into minus t, right? With respect to x I am differentiating, so minus t will be constant. Minus t I am writing in the side. Then f of t as it is into dt. So this is equal to, minus can be taken outside. So what is remaining? Integral 0 to infinity e power minus st into t into f of t into dt. Now you observe this definition. If f of t is there, I am writing Laplace transform of f of t. In this, if f of t is there, Laplace transform of f of t. Similarly here, minus t into f of t is there. So this will be Laplace transform of t into f of t, right? So this I have proved that d by ds of f bar of s equals to this. This implies I can write it as Laplace transform of t into f of t Laplace transform of t into f of t is equals to this minus, I will take this side, minus d by ds of f bar of s, right? This I have proved. Now this can be generalized in a note. If Laplace transform of f of t equals to f bar of s, if Laplace transform of f of t equals to f bar of s, then Laplace transform of t power n, instead of t I will consider t power n into f of t. Then what will happen? If only one t is there, I am getting 1 minus. If t power n is there, I will get minus 1 power n, and I am getting here one derivative. Here I will get n derivatives, right? If 2 is there, minus 1 power 2, second derivative. If 3 is there, minus 1 power 3, third derivative, like that, right? This is the Laplace transform of multiplication by t power n. Now we will see few problems related to this also. So problems. First problem, find Laplace transform of t cube into e power minus 3t. Right? Problem is find the Laplace transform of t cube into e power minus 3t. Solution. First I will find the Laplace transform of e power minus 3t. Right? See, this problem can be solved in two ways. One is that I am going to do now. First I will find the Laplace transform of this function, then I will use the Laplace transform of multiplication by t power 3, right? Or else first we can compute Laplace transform of t cube. First we can compute Laplace transform of t cube, then Laplace transform of e power minus 3t into f of t, Laplace transform of e power at into f of t. That is first shifting theorem, that also we can apply here. For that we need to find the Laplace transform of t cube first, then Laplace transform of e power at into t cube, right? So but here I am going with first Laplace transform of e power minus 3t. The formula for this is Laplace transform of e power at. Formula is Laplace transform of e power at is given by 1 by s minus a. By using this formula I will get 1 by s plus 3. In place of a I am having minus 3, right? This is, consider this as f bar of s. Then now Laplace transform of t cube into e power minus 3t is equal to multiplication by t power 3 is nothing but minus 1 power 3 third derivative of f bar of s, right? This is equal to minus 1 power 3 is minus d cube s d cube by ds cube. F bar of s is given by 1 by s plus 3. This is equal to minus d square by ds square as it is. One time you differentiate. One time if I differentiate I will get minus 1 by s plus 3 whole square. This minus and minus will become plus d square by ds square 1 by s plus 3 whole square. We will differentiate one more time. So d by ds as it is. One more time if I differentiate, minus 2 by s plus 3 whole cube. Right? I'll differentiate one more time. Then what will happen? Minus 3 will go up. So minus 3 and minus 2 is 6 by s plus 3 whole power 4. This is the final answer. Now we'll see one more problem related to this multiplication by t power n. Second problem, find Laplace transform of t into sine square 3t. This is equal to, we know, sine square 3t. First I'll find this. What is sine square 3t? It is nothing but sine square. The formula is sine square theta. Sine square theta is nothing but 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2. So 1 minus, in place of theta I am having 3t. So cos 60 by 2. Right? Now this implies Laplace transform of sine square 3t is nothing but 1 by 2 into Laplace transform of 1 minus Laplace transform of cos 60. Right, this is equal to 1 by 2 into Laplace transform of 1 is given by 1 by s minus cos 60 is given by s square plus 6 square, which is 36. Right, we have to simplify this. We will simplify 1 by 2 into LCM. If we take, what we will get? S into s square plus 36. Then here s square plus 36 minus s square. Further this is equal to 1 by 2 into 36 by s square cancel, 36 by s cube plus 36s 2 and here 18. So 18 by s square plus 36s. This we will consider as f bar of s. Right? Now we will consider Laplace transform of t into sine square 3t. Multiplication by t. Already we are having the Laplace transform of this sine square 3t, which is given by 18 by s square plus 36s. Now we will find the Laplace transform of t into s square 3t, which is multiplication by t. It is minus d by ds of f bar of s, which is equal to minus d by ds of f bar of s is given by 18 by s square plus 36s. Now I'll differentiate this. Minus as it is, 18 as it is. So 1 by s square plus 36s. Derivative of 1 by s square plus 36 is given by minus 1 by s square plus 36s whole square into internal derivative 2s plus 36. So which is equals to minus minus. So I did a mistake somewhere. Yes, here it should be s cube 36s, and here s cube, here also s cube. So derivative of s cube is 3s square plus 36. Fine. Now so minus minus plus, you take 3 common from this. 3 into 18 is 54. This minus minus will become plus. 3 I am taking common, then 18 into 3 is 54 into s square plus 3 I am taking common, so s square plus 12 is divided by s cube plus 36s whole square. This is the answer required. Hope you all are following. Now next we will see, just now we have seen the multiplication by Laplace transform of multiplication by t. Now we will see Laplace transform of division by t. Right? Laplace transform of division by t. So division by t. So the theorem is, if Laplace transform of f of t is given by f bar of s, then Laplace transform of f of t by t is given by integral s to infinity f bar of s into ds. Proof of this, right? Integral s to infinity f bar of s ds. So if this is true, that is Laplace transform of f of t is given by f bar of s, then Laplace transform of f of t by t is integral s to infinity f bar of s ds. If t square is there, then integral s to infinity, again integral s to infinity f bar of s ds, right? If t cube is there, three integrals should be there. One division, one integral. T square division, two integrals. T cube division, three integrals, like that, right? So we know Laplace transform of f of t equals to integral 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t dt, which is f bar of s. Right? Now I'll consider from right hand side integral s to infinity f bar of s ds, which is equal to integral s to infinity f bar of s. F bar of s is given by integral 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t dt, again this ds. So what I am doing, integral s to infinity f bar of s ds I am considering the right hand side. Then integral s to infinity f bar of s. F bar of s is given by integral 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t dt, that I am writing here. Then I will write this as integral 0 to infinity f of t. I will write integral s to infinity e power minus st into ds into dt. So what I am doing is, first I am writing the s integral e power minus st depends on s, so e power minus s into t depends on s. Then f of t does not depends on s, so that's why I am writing this outside. Then this is equal to integral 0 to infinity f of t. Now I'll integrate this. Integration of e power minus st with respect to s is given by e power minus st by minus t, because the constant is minus t here. Constant is not s, because the integral is with respect to s. So minus t I will get in the denominator, and the limits are from s to infinity, and these are the limits for s variable, not t variable. These are the limits for s variable. So integral 0 to infinity f of t. Now substitute the limits, e power minus infinity upper limit, then minus e power minus, in place of s I have to substitute st by minus t into dt, right? E power minus infinity value is 0. Integral 0 to infinity e power minus infinity value is 0, then minus minus plus. So minus minus plus, what will remain? E power minus st into f of t by this t into dt, right? Which is equal to, you observe this definition, integral 0 to infinity e power minus st. If f of t is there, we are writing Laplace transform of f of t. Here we are having f of t by t, so I have to write it as Laplace transform of f of t by t, right? So what we have proved, Laplace transform of f of t by t is nothing but integral s to infinity f bar of s ds. This is what we have proved. So what we have done, to prove that this is true, we will consider the right hand side. Right hand side is given by integral s to infinity f bar of s ds. Integral s to infinity f bar of s is given by integral 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t dt, ds as it is. Then I will reshuffle these integrals. First I will write the t integral, that is 0 to infinity f of t and s integral s to infinity e power minus st into ds into dt. Now I'll integrate this with respect to s. When I integrate this with respect to x, I'll get with respect to s, I'll get e power minus st by, here minus t is constant, so minus t will be written in the denominator, s to infinity, and these are the limits for s variable, not t variable. Substitute e power minus infinity minus e power lower limit in place of s, so we'll get s only, e power minus st by minus t. Then we simplify, e power minus infinity value is 0, so this minus and minus will become plus, e power minus st f of t by t. This whole integral can be written as Laplace transform of f of t by t. Hope you have understood this also. Now we are going to see the problems related to this division by t, right? Problems. First problem, find Laplace transform of sin t by t. Solution, let f of t equals to sin t. Then this implies Laplace transform of f of t equals to Laplace transform of sin t equals to, we know the formula, it is given by a by s square plus a square. A is 1 here, so 1 by s square plus 1, right? So Laplace transform of sin t is given by, consider this as f bar of s. Now we will consider Laplace transform of sin t by t, which is nothing but Laplace transform of sin t is given by f of t by t, which is equal to division by t is equal to integral s to infinity f bar of s ds, which is equal to integral s to infinity f bar of s. F bar of s is given by 1 by s square plus 1 into ds. So this is equal to integration of 1 by s square plus a square form. It is given by tan inverse of s. Limits are from s to infinity, which is equals to tan inverse infinity minus tan inverse s. Tan inverse infinity value is pi by 2 minus tan inverse s. So this is the required answer. Okay, now we will see the second problem. Second problem is important. Find Laplace transform of cos at minus cos bt by t, right? Solution, first we will find the Laplace transform of numerator cos at minus cos bt, then we will consider division by t formula. So Laplace transform of cos at minus cos bt, I'll use the linearity property. I'll separate this Laplace transform of cos at minus Laplace transform of cos bt, right? It is equal to Laplace transform of cos at is given by a by s square plus a square, sorry, s by s square plus a square minus, again Laplace transform of cos bt is given by s square plus b square. So this consider as f bar of s. Now I'll consider now Laplace transform of cos at minus cos bt by t, division by t. It is given by integral s to infinity f bar of s ds, which is equal to integral s to infinity f bar of s. F bar of s is given by s square plus a square into ds minus integral s to infinity s square plus b square into ds, right? Now we have to evaluate these two integrals. So evaluation of this, I'll write 1 by 2 here, 1 2 here, 1 by 2 here, 1 2 here. Then this is equal to 1 by 2, 1 by 2 can be written outside, 1 by 2 into f dash of x by f of x. So log f of x, x square plus, sorry, s square plus a square minus log s square plus b square. limits are from s to infinity. This can be written as 1 by 2 log s square plus a square by s square plus b square. Limits are from s to infinity. Now when you substitute the upper limit in place of x, s, what will happen? Log infinity by infinity, which is log 1. Log infinity by infinity is log 1 minus, then log, substitute s square plus a square by s square plus b square. Then this is equal to 1 by 2. Log 1 value is 0. When you multiply, when you take this minus inside or take this minus here, then what will happen? Plus log, this will be reversed, that is s square plus b square by s square plus a square. So the final answer will be 1 by 2 into log s square plus b square by s square plus a square. This is the required answer, which is important. Right, now I am going to give one problem as homework. You take this third problem as homework. Third problem, homework. Evaluate Laplace transform of sin 3t cos t by t. Right, evaluate Laplace transform of sin 3t into cos t by t. So what you have to do, first you have to find the Laplace transform of sin 3t into cos t by using the formula 2 sin a cos b, by using the trigonometric relation for 2 sin a cos b, which is given by sin a plus b plus sin a minus b. Then apply the Laplace transform for finding the Laplace transform of numerator. Then after getting the answer for Laplace transform of numerator, then go for Laplace transform of division by t. Right, take this problem as homework. Now next topic is evaluation of integrals. Evaluation of integrals by Laplace transform, which is also important topic. Evaluation of integrals by Laplace transform. This will be the last topic for today's class, today's session. Then two more topics are there. One is convolution theorem, another one is solutions of ordinary differential equation. With that, we will be completing this unit. So today we will complete this evaluation of integrals by Laplace transform. How we are going to evaluate the integrals by using, some integrals will be given in the question. We have to evaluate that by using Laplace transform. So using Laplace transform, evaluate the question. Directly we will see questions. Using Laplace transform, evaluate integral 0 to infinity t into e power minus 3t dt. Solution. So we will find the Laplace transform of t. I will show you how to evaluate this. Laplace transform of t. So we know the formula. Laplace transform of t power n will be n factorial by s power n plus 1 when n is positive integer. Here n is 1. Here n is 1, which is a positive integer. So what we will get? 1 factorial by s power 1 plus 1, which is nothing but 1 by s square. Right? Now Laplace transform of t, you apply the basic definition for this, which is integral 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t. F of t is t itself. F of t is t itself into dt equals to 1 by s square. Now what we want? We want integral 0 to infinity t into e power minus 3t. What we are having here? E power minus st. So put s equals to 3. Then what we will get? Integral 0 to infinity t into e power minus 3t into dt is equal to 1 by 3 square, which is equal to 1 by 9. So this is the required answer. So what we have done, by using the Laplace transform, we have evaluated the value of integral 0 to infinity t into e power minus 3t dt, which is given by 1 by 9. So for evaluating the integrals, what we have to do, we have to find the Laplace transform of the function which is beside e power something, right? We'll see one more problem, or you take this problem as homework better. You can solve this very easy. Evaluate integral 0 to infinity e power minus 4t into sine 3t. So what we have to do, first we have to find the Laplace transform of sine 3t, which is given by 3 by s square plus 9. Then you expand the definition by applying the definition of Laplace transform. You expand Laplace transform of sine 3t. Then in place of s you substitute 4. You take this problem as homework. Right? Next, third problem. Third problem is using Laplace transform. Evaluate integral 0 to infinity e power minus at sine square t by t into dt. This problem is little bit lengthy. So what will happen? Solution. First we will consider the Laplace transform of sine square t. So first, sine square t is nothing but 1 minus cos 2t by 2. This is the formula. Then this implies Laplace transform of sine square t is given by 1 by 2 into Laplace transform of 1. Laplace transform of 1 is given by 1 by s minus Laplace transform of cos 2t. Laplace transform of cos 2t is given by s by s square plus 4. Laplace transform of cos 8t is nothing but s by s square plus a square. So what we will get? S by s square plus 4. Right? Then we will consider we got Laplace transform of sine square t. Then we will consider Laplace transform of sine square t by t. That is I am applying division by t. I am applying the division by t formula. If it is f bar of s, then division by t will give me, just now we have seen division by t is nothing but integral s to infinity f bar of s ds, which is equal to f bar of s is given by 1 by 2 integral s to infinity 1 by s into ds minus integral s to infinity s by s square plus 4 into ds. Here what I can do? 1 by 2 into 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 integration of 1 by s is given by log s minus integration of this 1 by 2 into log s square plus 4. Limits are from s to infinity. Right? Now I'll take these two outside. 1 by 4. What will happen here? 2 log s minus log s square plus 4. Limits are from s to infinity. This is equal to 1 by 4. I can write this as log s square minus log, this 2 I am writing here, s square minus log s square plus 4 integral 0, limits are from 0 to infinity. Now this is equal to 1 by 4 log s square by s square plus 4, because log m minus log n, log m by n, integral s to infinity. Substitute the upper limit 1 by 4. I will get log 1 minus log s square by s square plus 4. Then answer will be 1 by 4. Log 1 is 0. This minus, if you take inside, what will happen? Log s square plus 4 by s square. This is Laplace transform of sine square t by t. Right? Now what we want? We want this integral. Right? So we have evaluated that Laplace transform of sine square t by t equals to 1 by 4. log of s square plus 4 by s square. Now you apply the definition here. So this is nothing but integral 0 to infinity e power minus st sin square t by t into dt equals to 1 by 4 log s square plus 4 by s square. Now what is the question? We have to evaluate this integral. You observe this integral and this integral. In place of a, I am having s here, so I want, in place of s I want a, so put s equals to a. This implies integral 0 to infinity e power minus at into sin square t by t into dt equals to 1 by 4 log of a square plus 4 by a square. This is the required answer. So I'll explain this problem once again because the problem is little bit lengthy. So what we have done, we are asked to evaluate this integral 0 to infinity e power minus at sin square t by t into dt. First we will consider this sin square t. Sin square t can be written as 1 minus cos 2t by 2. Then Laplace transform of sin square t is given by 1 by 2 into Laplace transform of 1 is 1 by s, and the Laplace transform of cos 2t is s by s square plus 4, which is f bar of s, right? Then Laplace transform of, I'll consider this sin square t by t. Sin square t by t is nothing but it is division by t. In division by t, what will be the result? S to infinity, integral s to infinity f bar of s. Integral s to infinity f bar of s is given by this whole thing. You have to consider the integral on this. You evaluate the integral, you will get this answer. After substituting the limits, you will get this answer. In the left hand side, apply the definition of Laplace transform, then you will get this. Because we want e power minus at, so in place of s we are substituting, a, right? So we'll get the answer. Now the last problem, which won't take more than 2 minutes, then we'll end up this session. Last problem of today's session. So fourth problem, which is also very very important, using Laplace transform evaluate integral 0 to infinity cos at minus cos bt by t into dt. We have to evaluate this integral. So in the second problem we have proved that, just now we have proved Laplace transform of cos at minus cos bt by t. Just now we have evaluated this, and this is given by 1 by 2 log s square plus b square by s square plus a square. This we have evaluated just now in second problem. So I'll show you. The second problem is this: Laplace transform of cos at minus cos bt by t. We have evaluated this to be 1 by 2 into log of s square plus b square by s square plus a square. This we have evaluated just now. See, in the exam, first you have to evaluate this. In exam, first you have to evaluate the Laplace transform of cos at minus cos bt by t, and you have to show that the result of this is given by 1 by 2 log s square plus b square by s square plus a square. Now since we have evaluated just now, I am using the result as it is. I am using this question as it is here. Laplace transform of cos at minus cos bt by t is given by this. See, in exam you have to do this, right? Now you apply the definition of Laplace transform on left hand side. What will happen? Integral 0 to infinity e power minus st into cos at minus cos bt by t into dt equals to 1 by 2 as it is, right hand side as it is, s square plus b square by s square plus a square. Now what we want? We want integral 0 to infinity cos at minus cos bt by t, but we are having here e power minus st into this. So we want this term to be vanished. This term will be vanished only when if you put s equals to 0. This term will be vanished even if you put t equals to 0, but here 0 will come here also. So that's why we don't put 0 in place of t. We put 0 in place of s. Put s equals to 0, then what will happen? Integral 0 to infinity e power minus 0 cos a t minus cos b t by t into dt equals to 1 by 2 log 0 plus b square by 0 plus a square, right? This implies integral 0 to infinity cos a t minus cos b t by t into dt is given by log 1 by 2 log b square by a square. This is the required answer, right? Hope you have understood this. So with this we have completed Laplace transform of evaluation of integrals by using Laplace transform. So just a revision, we started with a change of scale property, then we have seen Laplace transform of derivatives, then we have seen Laplace transform of integrals, then Laplace transform of multiplication by t, then Laplace transform of division by t, then evaluation of integrals by Laplace transforms. So almost Laplace transform is completed. Now in the next class we will go for inverse Laplace transform, right? We will see inverse Laplace transform and a few properties in inverse Laplace transform, then one important topic called convolution theorem, which is important for one LAQ, that we will see. And in the last class, maybe 2 more classes we need to complete this unit. In the next class we will be discussing inverse Laplace transform, properties of inverse Laplace transform and convolution theorem. And in the last class we will see applications of Laplace transform. With that we will be completing this 5th unit. So 2 more classes are needed. So we'll see you tomorrow. Allah Hafiz.